Hey everybody, I just wanted to put this short video on tonight. I have been very slack at getting my videos out since November. I don't do very well during the holidays. It's very busy. We're going to see this person and that person and this party and family gatherings and everything like that. So I've been really slack at keeping these up on a normal scale, I guess, not what I planned, but that's okay because we all know that everything works out the way it's supposed to. And you're right where you're supposed to be all the time. So we're not going to worry about that. Getting it out now, excuse me, but I wanted to share a message with you that I received a few weeks ago, actually, and then the last couple of days, I guess it was maybe yesterday or last night, I had a very lucid visit with Michael, with Archangel Michael. I'm very close to Michael. He is probably, as far as like angels that I was familiar with or names that I know, things like that. Early on, he was one that came to me at first. And, it was beautiful, beautiful visit. And that was my first experience. And that was several years ago. And I really didn't know him that well. Then I had heard of him or whatever. But he always felt so comfortable and familiar every time he would come through to me since then. And his energy is he's just beautiful. And I've had many lucid dreams and visits and experiences with him and conversations with him. And he feels like a brother type relationship almost, with the celestial angelic part kind of mixed in there. But Michael is very special to me, and he had a message for me a few weeks ago, and he came to me last night and in my dreams. I'm in a very lucid experience, and we had a conversation, and this is about our pets, our animals, our companions, our family members, that most of us have, that special dog or multiple dogs or cats or horses, whatever it is, the beautiful beings that are here sharing this experience with us, the divine beings that they are. And they are beautiful creations from the Father, from the Creator, from Source, from God. They are gifts to us, and they need to be cherished and just held in our hearts in a special place and respected. And he had this message for me, though. In our first conversation a few weeks ago, we found out that my dog, my old girl, Zoe, and many of you know her, she is going on 13. She had cracked her hip. She started limping on her leg. We didn't know why. I took her to the vet, and they found, the bone deteriorating. Looked like a cancerous bone, but it didn't have the osteosarcoma shadow tumor around the joint itself. So we weren't really sure, but it did have a crack in it. Now this was weeks ago, okay? And she was in a lot of pain for a couple of days, but I could tell, she still had that spark in her eye, and I could tell she just wasn't ready to leave yet. I knew that she wasn't, and so we opted for the medication, and she was like a miracle dog. It worked beautifully. And this was, like I said, probably August, maybe end of September, something like that. It was, the weather was still warm. I remember, when I took her to the vet. But so we had this conversation when I found that out, because I wasn't sure what we were going to have to do. I didn't want her in pain, although, a few days after that, she was okay for a long time. But this is what he said to me at this time, and it was a shorter conversation than what we had last night. But he told me that she wasn't quite ready to go. She just needed to get over this little period, this little hump that she was in with the initial crack in the hip or whatever it was. And that she was actually a part of me. And I didn't understand that. He didn't elaborate at that point. He didn't tell me in detail what he was talking about in that conversation, in that first conversation. But he said that she is a part of you, that she has always been with you and she will always be with you, and that she is actually a part of you, right? And I said, okay, we kind of left it at that. And for the next several months, she lived a happy life, and she went swimming in the lake. She went on walks. She used that leg, she did limp on it a little bit, but she did use that leg. Lived her life like there was nothing happened. She wasn't in pain. She didn't want anybody to feel sorry for her. She just was such a beautiful example of how we should live and how we should feel and how we should think. She did not have any self-pity for herself. She just went right along like she should, like she always did. Very energetic. And for those that don't know Zoe, she is a Belgian Malinois. And if you know anything about Belgian Malinois, they are on crack all the time. And if it wasn't for her physical ailments, she would have been the same way up until, the day that she decided it was time to go on her next journey. She's an amazing dog, and she taught me so many things. And that is one of them. Through this whole process with her leg, she never skipped a beat. She was happy. She was, happy to be with us. She was happy to be with her dog family. She had a smile on her face. She participated in things. She went on her walk. She went swimming. She did everything and never, ever complained, ever. So yesterday, she did, we did have to make the decision to help her kind of transition into her next and new adventure. I do believe that it was probably cancer, because there was a rather large hump that developed over that hip joint. Just in a matter of days, which in my experience working with animals and the veterinary medicine for so many years, I no longer am in that field, but I loved it. And I know that those tumors can show up really quickly, in a matter of days. So she was in a lot of pain, and I could tell by, the look on her face and how she was acting that she was okay. She was ready to go on her next journey. And so she did do that yesterday. And so last night I had this visit with Michael again. He came and visited with me, and so he said, kind of picked up where he left off, that she is a part of you. She is a part of you and who you are and your essence, and she has been with you in linear time. She's been with you for thousands of years, and she will continue to be with you forever, just in a different form, a different frequency, a different density for right now. But what he told me was very interesting, that many of our pets that come into our lives and leave, and another one comes in, all of our animals that we cherish and we love and that are part of our family have always been with us. But there are those few. There are certain ones that will come to you at certain times in your life when you need them, And for a certain period of your life, and in my case Zoe experienced a lot of things in her nearly 13 years with me. She taught me a lot of things too. She also was here during my awakening, and through all of those moments of that initial part of that, and things with me and David, and just the comfort and the companionship and the understanding, they are way more in tune and online, if you want to say, connected than we are in a lot of ways. And they are just a true direct spark from the Creator, period. I mean, that's just how I see them. A lot of other people do. But he said there are a few of those pets that come in and into your life, and they come in for a specific reason, for a specific time of your life, when you need them. And these specific pets are a part of you, like you actually created them at some point in your existence, And like in my case, in this conversation, he did say that she's been with me for thousands of years. So at some point during my existence as a soul, as a consciousness, I created this little creature, this little being, to be a part of my journey. And so he said that she actually possessed, a good portion of my essence. So she actually was a part of my soul, and is still. She is a part of my soul. And he said that there are a handful of your pets and your animals that come into your life that are an actual part of you, that you created them. And he did tell me, and I feel this, like I don't remember it, of course, but I feel this. And he kind of showed me through visuals and feeling and everything of what and when that was. In Earth time and linear time, it was a couple thousand years ago. It was during a certain time on Earth, and that was one of the lifetimes I do remember out of quite a few, I'm sure. But there's two specific ones that I remember and that I used to talk about as a kid, and I've learned more about now, as an adult. But it was during that lifetime, and it was the time of Christ when he was here, as Jesus says, during that time when he was here on earth. And I created her. I don't remember that. We're all creators, right? But I created her for that time, in my existence, and I needed her, and she has been with me since. And so she came back in this lifetime, and she was here for many, many, many pivotal moments in my life, and for my awakening, and she is now on the other side of that, on the other side of our reality, and I know where she is. He didn't tell me, but I knew in my heart anyway. I know, I discussed it with her before yesterday, and told her, and she knew. I could tell she knew exactly what I was saying to her and where she was going. They're so connected to the divine, and we need them to give them credit for that. But yeah, I never thought of it that way, and I have had, if you know me, I've had so many pets, so many animals I love and cherish dearly, and she was a little different. Not that I loved her any differently. I love all my babies, right? But you know, when Michael said that, you know, she actually is a part of you and your essence, your soul essence. So essentially, she is actually a part of your consciousness. She is a part of you. And that just hit me like, wow, you know, I never thought about that. I never thought about it. And he's so right. I'll never forget when we first got her. She was 12 weeks old, and there was some connection with her that was very, very different. And my husband, David, noticed it, and he said, I have never seen you with an animal like I saw you, you know, I see you with Zoe. And it was like that for 13 years. I mean, she's so special. And I can kind of see, you know, and remember other, you know, pets that have come into our lives that were obviously a part of us and a part of our consciousness. And then there's those that, you know, are a part of our existence and our experience that come to choose. They choose to come and you know, experience this time with us. But it's a little different because they're not actually a part of your soul. But yeah, he said that many of them are actually us in different form. I mean, like, we created them at a time in our existence for a special reason. And yeah, it was just amazing. I've never thought of that. But he did. He said that she specifically was, or is still, a part of my actual consciousness, and my soul, and my heart, and my soul essence, which I thought was very, very cool. I have never ever thought about that. We have another fur family member that I know, and I have said this before this conversation with Michael, that she is David's companion and teacher and healer. And so I feel without a doubt that she is a part of him. And so yeah, our pets are very special, and they are divine beings from the Father, from the Creator. And, you know, being creators ourselves, because we are a part of the divine light, divine Creator, there are those special pets that are actually a part of your own consciousness and your own heart. And you are a part of them, and you created them for a very special reason. And very, very beautiful visit with Michael last night in a lucid dream. And you know, he told me this, and I just wanted to share it. I wanted to share this with you. And 'cause I know it's hard to lose pets. You know, they're your family members, are a part of you. And now I understand that they are literally, many of them are literally a part of you, and a part of your essence and your soul, and your heart. And she definitely is. And I know I'll see her again. She's still, of course, you know, with us, and they all are. And she has a job to do. So if you're in this community and you kind of know what we're experiencing right now, we are all seeing certain people leave this reality and moving on to the next, and that goes for animals too. And I believe that we are at a very pivotal moment right now, and so these family members, or friends, or celebrities, or even our pets, are going on to you know, the different density to help bring us where we need to be. So she is actually working. She's continuing her job. She's working and continuing what she does there. And I know where she is. You've seen my blogs or my videos. You know that there is a place that I consider my heaven, and the guides have explained more and talked to me more about that. So I have a better idea and understanding of where that is and what that is. So that's where she is, and I know who she's with. And I'm just going to leave that right there. I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'll save that for another video. But she is with a very special person, and she has a very, very special job. So just wanted to share that little bit of information for you. And yeah, so cherish your pets and love them, because they are actually a part of you.